Hi, Goa had been under Portuguese colonial rule for over 4 centuries, even after India gained independence from British rule in 1947. The Portuguese colonial administration refused to cede control of Goa, Daman, and Diu, despite repeated requests from the Indian government to negotiate the territory's transfer. So on December 18, 1961, Indian forces launched Operation Vijay, a swift and decisive military campaign to liberate Goa, Daman, and Diu from Portuguese control. In this video, I will talk about what led to the military operation in Goa and how the world reacted to it. After India became independent in 1947, some other European nations still held territories in India. For instance, France held some territories in India, but French ceded them to India in 1950s. On the other hand, Portuguese were reluctant to give up Goa. One of the reasons could be Portuguese government didn't have any distinction between overseas territory and Portugal. So, they saw Goa as a part of Portugal instead of a colony or a foreign territory. India tried to resolve this issue diplomatically through bilateral talks with Portugal, but Portugal was still reluctant to leave India. Then India started to build military near Goa border, which started to concern Portugal for future military action. Portuguese were aware that they could not win in a military conflict. Portugal approached third parties like USA and UK to stop India from doing any aggression, but it didn't work. India also imposed sanctions on Portugal and cut diplomatic ties with it in the 1950s to pressure the government. India still tried to pursue Portugal diplomatically to leave Goa, but Portugal was adamant about keeping control over Goa. Even Portugal's Prime Minister António de Oliveira Salazar ordered the Governor-General of Goa to fight till the last man if India invaded Goa. Tensions escalated significantly when Portuguese forces opened fire on Indian fishing vessels, leading to casualties. This aggressive act compelled India to initiate a comprehensive military assault in December 1961. Portugal lodged formal complaints with the United Nations, accusing India of aggression and violating international law by launching a military invasion of its territory. India, on the other hand, justified its actions by arguing that Goa, Daman, and Diu were historically part of the Indian subcontinent and that Portugal's continued colonial presence in the region was unacceptable. India emphasized its commitment to decolonization and asserted that the military action was necessary to integrate the territories into the Indian Union. Portugal garnered support from nations such as the United States, United Kingdom, France, China, Ecuador, Chile, and Brazil for its resolution demanding India's withdrawal of forces. These countries echoed Portugal's call for India to vacate the occupied territories. In contrast, the Soviet Union backed India during the discussions. India found support from countries like Liberia, the United Arab Republic, UAR, and Sri Lanka. These nations criticized what they perceived as Western double standards, particularly highlighting the West's silence on Portugal's suppression of freedom movements in its other colonies, such as Angola. Ultimately, the Soviet Union's veto of the resolution proposed by Portugal and its allies paved the way for Goa's liberation. Another question is why NATO didn't interfere during this conflict, as Portugal was part of it. One explanation is that Article 6 of NATO specifies the territories in which, if a member state faces an attack, then other member states provide it military support. Goa didn't fall under the area specified in Article 6, so it didn't do anything. Also, overwhelming majority in Goa at that time wanted to join India. India incorporated Goa in India on 19 December 1961. Many nations recognized annexation of Goa, except Portugal, of course. But it all changed when Salazar's government was overthrown in 1970s, and new government recognized Goa as part of India. Diplomatic relations were also restored between India and Portugal. That's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There will be more informative videos like this in the future, so stay tuned.